What's up? Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Peace Among here with another Bitcoin video. In this video, we want to talk about obviously Bitcoin and a little bit of fundamental as we have today, what we call it CPI, the great CPI coming in. So, what we think about CPI, we think it's gonna be something that's gonna make the market volatile, right? Stock market. But, well, stock market has a direct correlation to Bitcoin, especially SPX. So if SPX going volatile, BTC going volatile. Now let's talk about BTC, yesterday's move. We talked about yesterday's move. If you guys are following my videos, I appreciate your support and your thumbs up, your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, everything you put down. And even if you come and reach out to me on the contacts that I leave, I'll be even more happy to talk, chill, whatever. Let's talk about trading if you want. So anyway, the yesterday what we did was we started to come up. We really wanted to grab all the liquidity above this one, which is 26.423. So we grabbed the liquidity above it, and what happened next is it literally got denied. Now there's one thing that uh you know is kind of interesting. We didn't went to that liquidity right away, right? So we holded it for 6 hours. So this one we went up with it. Let me just change the color. I don't know why did I even put it this color. Is pink okay, guys? Let's put it to purple. All right. So this 3 hour holded it up around here, and then this 3 hour again tried to push it up. It failed. So you could say that there was a lot of liquidity around here, and these two candles, they grabbed some of them, and this one pushed it higher, essentially clearing all the stop losses at the high, or a little bit higher than this 3 wicks that we have. All right. So what happened next? We denied. We got denied. So we printed a green candle inside of this rejection candle, which again is a sign of denial, and we couldn't even reach the highs. So we denied again. We go with another 3 hour candle, and this 3 hour candle essentially was very close to this navy blue line, but then this one, the other 3 hour candle came in and touched this navy blue line. Now, this navy blue line is essentially that the 3 day close on the last week. Okay, so what we have to see right now is on the lower time frame. All right, I want to talk about the 1 hour time frame. We hit the support, but we didn't bounce off of it, okay? We essentially started to consolidating a little bit above it, all right? But there's no movement here. And now you might wonder, well, because it's CPI day, yeah, of course it's CPI day, but even on the CPI day, we could get preemptive moves. Now, one of these preemptive moves that I'm about to talk about is before I think we could have this on London. uh, Asia market has not yet, given us anything. So maybe on London market, as it goes through, we get a dump either around this green candle. So I'm pretty sure I have a fib levels to show you guys. There you go. This is the Fibonacci. So the golden pockets, guys and girls, are 618, and it's essentially around 25.523. That's where the first I think we're gonna come and hit, and next is gonna come this white line. So we either gonna so there's 3 levels that I have. They're all close to each other. So because it's CPI day, and when we are coming close to a resistance or a support, you have to, have a little bit of range. So this is my range, essentially from 818 to 926, and this is like a 300 range if I'm right. Yeah, that's 300. 250, we would say 200 and something. Okay, so this is the 200 range that I'm trying to fill my longs if it comes up, if it comes down here. Now, there's one thing that I want to mention, that there's a couple of scenarios. Okay, I want to talk about these scenarios quickly, and I want to talk a little bit of, like I said, fundamentals and Dixie and stuff like that. So right now, if you hold here, if we hold where we are, let me just go back to the other chart. So if you hold where we are right now, all right, on a CPI day, we usually sweep both sides. And if that is about to happen, if we're about to sweep the both sides, right here makes more sense to first sweep the lows, essentially come around 26, I'm sorry, 24.6. As you guys know, this 24.6 is the 4 hour. Essentially, come and sweep this. All right, where is this? 24.3. Come a little bit lower. So maybe hit this 23.9. Okay, hit the 23.9. Let's see how much this will be. Because usually we do like 3% moves and things like that. You know, it doesn't go beyond that. Okay, it's a 7% move. So, yeah, but I think this is what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna come and sweep this area, and then we're gonna go up, okay? But from here, it's unlikely that we're just gonna make a move to sweep this low. We might make a move to sweep this low, somewhere around here. This makes sense. So a little bit lower, maybe, uh, 24.4, 24.5. Essentially, this line makes very good sense. 24.5. And then we come up, all right, and then we sweep the highs around here, okay? And then we go higher. That's what I think. That's one suggestion, okay? Obviously, you guys remember the three-leg moves? I've talked about it a lot. It even happened here. But these three-leg moves might be different these days. So we could just go higher, or we could just come back and go lower after that, right? So that could be the reason we're not clearing this area, because we're about to just yank all the liquidity when it gets there. All right, and we don't want to, clear it right now. We just want to yank it at once. That's one possibility. All right. Now, I can just sit here and talk to you guys about why I think it's going to go up, why I think it's going to go down. But I want to talk about another scenario instead of just making assumptions. If I just remove these that I made, oops. Yeah. So the other assumption is before market opens and before the CPI, essentially before the CPI, okay? We're gonna come here. Like it should happen in the next 3 to 5 hours. Okay. So in the next 5 hours, if we are here, all right, then for the CPI, uh, clearing out this liquidity around here makes much sense, right? Makes a lot of sense. Just clearing this liquidity. And then after that, we could just push it back up and clear the liquidity around here, right? And after that, we just push it back up, right? So if here's what it is. If you want to go up, uh, to my 2 cents, uh, it makes sense that we hold here, all right? But if you want to go down, it makes sense that we lose this and come a little bit lower. Does that make sense? And now at the same time, I think like coming lower would make even more sense for a higher move or a bigger move to the upside. You might, I just like reversed my sentence, okay? And the reason is because we have to clear this liquidity, guys. It's liquidity around here. All right, and for us to clear it, we're not just gonna clear the liquidity, we're gonna trigger all the stop loss too. That means we're gonna go a little bit lower, just like here, okay? And there are a lot of other places. So if you want to go high, if you want to see that 28.7 probably, or even 29.3, it makes sense that first we go and, clean this area. And then we come up, we sweep the highs, we sweep the 26.2, then we come down again, and then we push it back higher, right? That's one thing. But holding it here, we might just want to clear this liquidity, right? There's another possibility. So this is the third possibility, okay? I've talked about two, and now there's the third, and then I'll go to fundamentals. So the third possibility for me is first we come in here, we push it up, we clear this liquidity. Okay, we could even go higher than this. Well, that's where you have to be like literally glued to the chart, because if we go higher, we're probably gonna come here. We're not gonna go to that 29K. I don't think so. All right, so we clear all this liquidity, and then from there we just crash it down. All right, but usually we do have sweeps before these the big move happens. Okay, so once again, the third one, we clear this liquidity, and then we probably crash it down, going all the way to probably around 22.9. Or if I bring up the other chart, take a look at here, yeah, this one shows that we might go to 23.7. Do we have anything else? Oh, we do, right here, maybe 21.4. But essentially, if 21.4 is coming, the gap's going to get filled. There's no doubt. So back to this chart, I think if there's a move, the move should be around 23.9, and we hold it there for a little bit. All right. But we'll have to see, guys. Now, with that being said, let me just bring up some fundamentals. Hey, Doki, before I show you guys the fundamental, I would like to talk about Dixie, because I might forget. So Dixie, yeah, but Dixie is still in this descending broadening wedge. I don't want to change the pattern. Right now, we made a high, a new high, and a lower high. And right here, we do have a gap that it might wants to fill if it gets here. And if it fills that, then Bitcoin and everything has to lay down a little bit, and then we'll see what happened on the CPI today. Usually CPI Dixie depends on the numbers, but if Dixie goes up, and the next stop for Dixie is essentially 106.313. If we get here, then there's going to be a catastrophic drop on everything, I think, in my opinion. All right. So Wix is not doing that much. Wix is not volatile. The funding rates, as we can see, Bitcoin is kind of everything is bullish, but some of them are bullish and negative, which shows that they need a little bit of more of short squeeze. But I don't think it's going to happen right now. Look at TRB is minus 2.5 on Binance. I think the funding rate on this would be huge if you just open along. All right, so the next thing I want to show you guys is this one. So first of all, let's take a look at the volume distribution on the perpetuals. You can see most of the volume is for now for Bitcoin, and then it's ETH. Okay, and same with the open interest distribution. The open interest on Bitcoin is more than everything else, obviously, but then it's ETH, and then I think it's XRP after the winning of case. But the open interest on the whole assets are dropping a little bit, as you guys could see. A little bit, we're going a little bit lower. And what I think is going to happen today is going to show us if we're going to hold this open interest or we're going to dump. Now, one thing to mention on the fundamentals, guys, is yesterday we had a good short squeeze, but longs were not touched. So whatever we're going to probably do today, we might see the longs getting squeezed first, okay? And with that being said, guys, I want to talk about a smart money concept. I forget most of the times to talk about it. So, yeah, let's just take a look at it on 30 minutes. Maybe it's good. All right, 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, we do have a fair value gap around here that it's going to be filled. And if I put it on this chart, maybe it's better. And this fair value gap right here is essentially half of it is coincides with the golden pocket that we have here. All right, so if we fill this half of this fair value gap, we really don't know if there's, still orders here or not. But we gotta have to fill this, and right now What's it doing? As you guys could see, first it broke this structure, but then it regained it. Okay, so it's not like we are doing maybe a parallel channel to the downside, but not as clean as it. Let me just draw it. But yeah, this is the parallel channel that we're doing, and right now we essentially we broke this structure, but then we regained it. Now what we need to do, uh, since I showed you guys the fundamental and we didn't touch the longers yet, we need to perform a long squeeze. And we'll see if Bitcoin wants to perform the long squeeze anytime soon, or it wants to just consolidate here. Probably, well, keep in mind, guys, we are below this support line of the rising broadening wedge. We broke through it, but then we came back down. And then there's a small fair value gap around here, around 26K, that Bitcoin might wants to fill it. We don't know yet, but we could just essentially wait and see if that's the case or not. And if that's so, what happened after we fill this? Will we come lower after that, or we'll just hold it here? Now we have to see that. Now, with that being said, guys, SPX, if you want to take a look at it, let me just go on another watch list. So, ES1 right now is taking a dip, right? It's at 45.05, and SP today closed at 44.61. So 45.05 is a little bit higher than what we think it's probably around here. Am I right? Yeah. So, uh, right now, SPX has this whole gap to fill, and I think on a CPI day, these gaps they really act as magnets, and we could just see a fill happening anytime today. That being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green, and once again, thank you all for your support and for putting time watching these videos. That means a lot. Again, stay safe, stay green. Until next time, peace.